Welcome to today's messages. I appreciate you. Let's tune in to the frequencies of today. Yes. Let's tap into the energies of the day and the messages that are in the energy. Yes. Let us see what spirit, what our higher selves want us. A deer just got up and stretched. Focus on nature. Just a little. Just a little. Okay, what do we got here? The folly of pride. Ooh. Look at this image. The folly of pride. I immediately went to ancestry. This, I used to call it my Oma's will finger. But yeah, in our ancestry, pride being the thing, the block. Let's read what the book says about pride. Right? People not wanting to admit, not wanting to be the one to call or to engage or to take accountability. This is all the pride pitfall. Pride does not advise us well on the spiritual path. That's right. Pride is the defense mechanism of ego. There are two types of pride. On the one hand, we are proud of a special achievement or of our children, our house, our appearance, or something similar. This leads us to identify ourselves with it and to look for external confirmation. On the other hand, we encounter a pride that wants us to believe that we are on the right spiritual path, that we have recognized the truth, that we are simply more knowledgeable than others. Now, what will the angels say about that? How hard do they try to envelop us in an energy of love in which pride can be overcome? When pride reigns, kindness and humility find no home. Yes, being too proud to do. I am thinking, well, I'm seeing Jesus washing the feet of another. This is the absence of debilitating pride. Even though I believe him to be proud to offer this service to another, it's like two sides of the same coin, right? It's like integrated shadow versus not integrated shadow. And pride also has its faces. Unintegrated shadow pride is the one that keeps us from taking accountability, from being the bigger person, from making that phone call, from reaching out, from apologizing, from admitting that they had a hand in something, right? And this can alienate, this can segregate, this can keep people from their loved ones for years, right? Because of their pride, too proud to engage, to take risks. Okay. And yeah, on the spiritual journey is not an absence of pride, just the willingness to step beyond the thing for resolution. Right? I will put aside how this conflict personally affects me for the good of the connection versus that not, right? Something like that. Okay. We've got the star. Okay. You as the star that you are. Okay, star. Recognition. The energy of recognition helps you look at yourself differently. We often have a lot of criticisms that influence our self-esteem in a negative way. Fear is frequently the barrier that keeps us from doing what we really want to do. Recognize yourself. You cannot impose your wishes and demands on someone else. You can only show respect. We all have free choice. Why is it that we use our free choice so little, and why do we often try to convince others to do something? Free choice is something beautiful, but we are afraid to use it. Perhaps we're afraid of what others might say, or we're afraid of losing the security of people, possessions, or circumstances. This is a well-known argument when we refuse to do what we really want to do. Often we may force others to do something they don't want to do, and this is not always consciously done. At times we may use a little manipulation. Let it go and show respect for each other and the things we do. Only then can we make our own choices freely, with love and without feelings of guilt. Recognize yourself and the other person. Yes, I think another facet of pride comes entitlement, right? People who feel entitled to demand from others. And that is a lack of respect for all involved. Okay. Spirit wants to take us on a journey. The folly of pride. holding a time, an hourglass. Life's too short to be held back by pride. That's exactly it. Pride, if pride keeps you from engaging, from interacting, from reaching out to someone that you love, time is fleeting. And you're the only one who loses out. Well, everybody loses out, right? Okay, we've got this beautiful card. He was gorgeous. Yeah, that my Oma, that was how she directed her will, right? Finger. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Same with my mom. I've had to use it a few times in my life. The mama finger. It's funny. But it serves in the same way as a wand, right? It's a focusing, a directional focus point, just like the tip of the wand, right? It's an extension and it's for direction. Yes. Pride was something rampant on both sides of my family. I think it's in all of the families, really. That needed to be looked at, taken apart, stripped away, stripped bare, assessed, seen as it is, and transformed. Okay. It was teamwork, trust, harmony, marriage, and loyalty. Beautiful. Pride in admitting when you're wrong. Yeah, that taking accountability. So many people will hold out of pride. They'll create narratives that make them entitled, right? Well, I'm the boss, and so you should be bowing to me. You should, even if I'm wrong, which I'm never wrong, right? Because I'm too prideful to admit that I have made mistakes, right? Yes. Okay. So trust. I guess it's along the lines of vulnerability, which I think is what pride avoids. Shadow pride. We've made the distinction, right? Okay. Iwas, while a swift energy, uses no force. Its way is persuasion, suggestion, and invitations of friendship. The power of this rune lies in union and partnership. Iwas points to symbiotic relationships, to the joining of individual and harmonious beings. It encourages you to find flexibility and be adaptable to change. This is time to go with your heart or intuition and not your head. Yes. Recognize yourself as one have overcome the limitations of your shadow aspects, like pride. And not being too proud to apologize, to acknowledge. There's a mutual respect when you can give someone your efforts. Symbiosis is mutual, is reciprocation. I apologize to you, you apologize to me, we move on with our lives, right? Pride, shadow pride keeps us stuck, keeps us stagnant, keeps us fueled with past hurts and traumas, keeps our energy low. And we seek freedom. We seek freedom. Okay? That's the work. That is the work, the spiritual work, the work on self, the work on being and moving from the heart space. Resolution. Conflict without resolution is manipulation. And also a telltale sign of work that needs to be done. And so easy to make boundaries, right? Like, I need the people in my life, I need what they say to line up with what they do. And when somebody doesn't, okay, bye. It's not about, this is the thing. Someone who is super prideful refuses to take any accountability, but they in turn expect you, the other, to take all responsibility for what you've done and for what they have done. Because for resolution, all sides need to be accountable for. And a lot of us have been raised in environments where it was required to survive to take on the responsibility of everyone who is in avoidance of taking any responsibility for themselves. And this was passed on, right? This too was required from the generation before, which is why they literally just dumped it onto you, because it was a lifetime of them holding more than their own responsibility for things. And so having children, or, being drawn to people who they can then find some respite by passing it on. Well, now you take responsibility for everything, so I can have a break, right? But the truth of the matter is we need to take responsibility for ourselves. Nothing more and nothing less. And encourage, oh yeah, we got some here. Encourage those to meet us there, right? It's not asking for more. It's asking for equal. It's asking for mutual. It's asking for reciprocation. Okay, and then this one had flipped, the justice. And I think this is exactly the justice, those who were meant to hold everything for everybody through the work, through the freeing of self. We've learned to how to just take responsibility for ourselves. And so we now are going to draw in those who reflect that, who are also able to take responsibility for themselves, right? Look at that little deer out there. Cutie. Oh, there they go over the rubbish pile. There she goes. Something in the bush. Probably kitties. Okay. Okay. What's this one? Balancing of all of the things. Yes. Yes, we needed to balance within to receive the external reflection. And so this required the pulling back, away, and seeing what is ours and what is not ours, and releasing everything that isn't ours, claiming and owning, recognizing everything that is, and healing, transmuting all of the things. Okay, that is the work that frees. It frees us from the extra weight. That's the thing, right? Somebody's like, here, take this. And we're like, no thanks. Right? I'm rubber, you're glue. What you throw at me bounces off me and sticks to you, or something like that. That's about having an impenetrable energetic field. Which requires daily maintenance. Because there's many things trying to chip away, right? Okay. What is this? This is looking within. This is the process of recognition, is to be able to reflect upon yourself, see your own reflections and projections. Sorry about that. And make the necessary changes and release the things that no longer serve to empower and free ourselves. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Oh, yes. So we've got the spark of creation. Okay. This is also the life, the power stick. This is passion, purpose, presence, power, masculine energy, movement, moving upon the passion. Beautiful. And holding the frequency of love. Yes. This is another way of not taking on anybody else's, right? They're like, here, take this, take responsibility for my feelings and my emotions, and everything's your fault, and everything's because you did this and you did that, and I refuse to take any accountability for my own and pride, right? And you're like this. You're not even like, what? I can't hear you. You're just, you are in your own frequency, and everything they try to place on you is just falling away, And you're not even like, I don't want to pick that up. You're like, right? I don't even see all the crap you're throwing at my feet, right? I ain't picking up what you're throwing down. I'm not even watching you throw it down because I'm too busy feeling this blissful freedom of untetheredness and my own recognition of my choice and ability to be free, to be love. Oi, oi. Oh, interesting. We've got something coming out of the darkness. An offer, an opportunity, something that will fill your cup, a version of you ready to be ready to overflow onto others, right? It's like you're overflowing so much love, accountability, authenticity. That's part of being authentic, is being accountable, is taking responsibility for yourself, for your actions, for your emotions, for your thoughts, for your frequency, for your energy, for everything that is you. And creating this birthing of ideas, this manifestation. Ooh, I would love this. Ooh, I see myself doing this. Ooh, I picture this happening. Ooh, this would be amazing. Ooh, I want to feel this way. I want to engage in this way, right? Popping off the seeds and creating this beautiful feedback loop that is bringing back the realized, the blooming, the abundant results of those seeds, right? This is the Empress way. Look at her, and very webby in the background, right? And this is that maintaining of your energetic web and making it strong and starting to play with its circumference and how it engages, right? Maintaining its own. Does it move around others and kind of pop back, right? Or if someone comes in close, can they bust through? And you want it to be tight. You want it to be tight. Okay, but also this could be something in the dark, something hidden, something in the unknown that is going to contribute to this liquid sunshine overflow. But you must guard against adversaries, against those trying to get in the way, against those who are directly offended by your ability to be authentic, right? The ones who are like, who do you, it's just a show because I can't do this. So you must be faking it or something, right? And again, if your field is weak, then those thought projections from others who don't understand because they are still shrouded by their own doubts, fears, limiting beliefs, pride, ego, avoidance, right? It's easier for them to create a false narrative about you so that it validates their own unwillingness to evolve, right? It can't be done, they're faking it. Because if it can be done and they aren't faking it, then that outs them as avoidant, as not choosing that for themselves, right? Okay. Okay, let's go through one more time after a shuffle and a split and see if anybody wants to come out and add anything to this reading. Aha. Perfect. Spiritual tending. Okay. This is confirming the importance of your energetic field and the recognition of self and the importance of connection and to have beautiful reciprocating connections is to not be blocked or hindered by the things that keep us separate from one another. If that makes sense to you. Okay. Okay, let's get an archetype on pride. An archetype on pride. Ooh. We've got the unseen. Cool. Cool. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Excellent. And it landed face up. Okay. We've got 27. The spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. The energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. Listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. Beautiful. And also cool. Ancestors came up. And that was the first thing I thought of. My almost will. No! When was the last time I did that? I can't remember. But I was like, don't make me pull my mama finger out. Okay. When in light, clairvoyant guidance whispers of wisdom. When dark, dark looming energy, unwillingness to forgive. Aha, thank you, Spirit. Pride, right? The unwillingness to forgive. And really, it comes to self, because we've talked about forgiveness in the past here on this. And it's forgiving those who trespass against us for our own freedom, right? Because to not forgive is to hold the grudge, right? Carry the grudge, to hold the wound and identify with it. People identify with their traumas and their wounds, especially when that has been their experience. It becomes their baseline. It becomes what feels normal. And to move beyond that, even into the healing, even into the love, it feels foreign. It feels outside of our comfort zones, right? Because when you're in this one area, you start to build defenses, and you've got all of the ways of coping mechanisms and all the things in place, right? And to step away, to leave that environment, to evolve, to allow change, is to move away and be in a period of transition, of uncertainty, of unknown, as part of the resetting of your baseline, right? Important but hard. This is where courage, this is where resilience, this is where dedication and commitment come into play. Okay. Guidance comes in many forms. Don't expect it to be glittery or comfortable. The spirit world speaks the truth. Sometimes it soothes and sometimes it burns. Yeah. Well, that's just it, right? Taking accountability for our part in all things can be painful. Usually is, involving levels. But it's about pushing through, right? I'm seeing the archetype of the hero and the journey, battling the demons, battling the dragons or the adversaries that come up, but really they are reflected projections of internal ways, mindsets, limiting beliefs, patterns that we must overcome, that we have to face and move through. Being graced by the unseen is a gift. Treat it kindly. Allow yourself to be seen by eternal eyes. Ooh, beautiful. Especially with recognize, right? Recognize you as the star that you are. Stars go through the healing process. Stars do the work, right? And maybe it is a little bit easier for those who are always taking responsibility for everybody else's everything. There's a little less room for pride in there, an entitlement. It's easier to take accountability for self because you're used to taking accountability for everybody. And so this is better, right? Because it's only you. Yes, and it also adds to your fortifying, because you're like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I will only take responsibility for myself. Yes, I've had many of the conversations where I break the silence. I'm the first to approach and or to call or to show up and to be like, okay, I will take responsibility for my part. This is what I am apologizing for, how I responded, how I reacted, this, that. And then there's that open window for, okay, now you, right? And you'd be surprised how many people are just would rather just be like, yep, that's right, yep, you did all those things, yep, and you're like, okay, and now, and they're like, what, we're done, we're good. Right? They don't see their part in it. But now, to avoid conflict, we would then take all responsibility for everybody's part, and they feel great because they didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to confront. They didn't have to take any responsibility or accountability. They didn't even have to apologize, right? You did everything for them. And yeah, the minute that you don't, then, it turns into this other thing. And so now it's like, okay, well, if you are unable to meet me here, then we got nothing to talk about, right? Okay. We got it. Let's get an animal oracle here. We got the cobra and the buffalo. Fire and earth. Cobra, where are you, Cobra? Hey, brah. Pausing, waiting, inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life, humble and wise. When out of balance, knows it all and egocentric, and to bring into balance, taking a class and studying. Okay, so this is giving me that pride, know it all, and egocentric. They're not taking accountability for their selves, they're not owning their own stuff, right? But when in balance, they're humble and they're wise. Wisdom is knowing that true, reciprocating, respectful, loving connection involves vulnerability and an openness and being humble, right? Okay, we've got the buffalo, grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. Beautiful balance. Speaking of balancing, which we are in a state of rebalancing. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its eyes, gentle eyes, look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. We may all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When in balance, trusting and pure presence. When out of balance, restless and lacks gratitude, and to bring into balance prayer and bhakti. Bhakti, I think, might be selfless service, like washing the feet of another, right? But also that personal accountability. What does it say? Peace. I put it away too quick. I put it away too quickly. Where did the buffalo go? Where did the buffalo roam? Lacks gratitude. So pride can even keep us, shadow pride can keep us from having gratitude for the people in our lives, right? And this is another level of that washing of another's feet, the service, the humbled, but it's gratitude as well. It's acknowledging and recognizing the God within, right? That we are all equal. We all hold a piece of source within us. And this recognition is about what we, with our free will, how we choose to nourish that flame. Okay, so the piece of the source is flame, that flame in your heart. And you're tending to your spiritual garden, your maintenance and work of your energetic web These are all part of this tending of your heart flame. Speaking of Jesus, right? That iconic visual of the flame surrounding the heart. This is the purifying, but this is also the passion and connection to source. Beautiful. Okay. What's our time? Holy macaroni. Okay, we'll just go to Charmville. What do we got here? In Charmville. Okay. So we are resonating, holding the frequency of love while everything balances around us, rebalances. Okay, we're looking within, we're focusing on our overflow and tending our spiritual garden. We've got the angels here who are contributing to and having more access to you and your overflow because you're holding a frequency that they can engage with, right? Angels are high frequency beings. And when you are overflowing liquid sunshine, you are high vibrating. And so more able to receive guidance, wisdom, protection, healing, all of the things. Okay. We've got this butterfly of transformation here and your passion. Okay, igniting. Oh, we got this beautiful owl here, which is your protection. It's your connection. It's your connection to spirit, to wisdom. This wisdom and transformation and your passion. Okay. We've got purity. Your purity of thought, mind, and intention. This is part of your superpower. And we've got a Pegasi, beautiful, especially because we've got Iwas, the horse, and the freedom that you have established for yourself through your work, right? Recognize the work you have done to free yourself and to transform. Beautiful. And we've got a little butterfly over here. So I feel like this is the start of calling in fellow butterflies, right? This is the relationship, the marriage, the partnership, the reciprocation, the mutual, the collaboration. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, and then I'll spend them with you. Something like that. Okay, that's what I have for you today. That is what came out. This is what it is. Okay, love and appreciate you. And I am wishing you all of the love and this recognition. This is the time to recognize, to really self reflect, to tend, and to hold your gorgeousness. Okay? As balance is restored. Love and appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.